Hello everyone, Carlos here for another episode of Neanderthal Tuesdays on What's Up in Archaeology. Today I'm going to talk about art. Right. Up until not so long ago, one of the characteristic features that our subspecies Homo Sapiens Sapiens use to characterize us was that our subspecies Homo Sapiens Sapiens did produce abstract how do I put it this abstract characterizations of their environment. In other words, they produced symbolic manifestations, or you could bring it down to art. And before I go on, I want to say hello to everyone. Hello, Archaeology. Good morning to you, my friend from New Zealand. Hello, Warped Reflections. How are you, BJ Price? Yep, it's Neanderthal Tuesdays. And John the Bemused. How are you all? Now, as I was saying, not so long ago, it was assumed that only Homo Sapiens Sapiens had the mental capacity to abstract, and it does take a hell of a lot of brain power to abstract. Let me see. I'm probably autistic in this, but let's see if I can get to the gist of it. I look at data. I don't look at metaphysical or whatever. I'm down to earth, but let's see if I can make this as clear as a person who doesn't know archaeology is about. Humans were thought, we produce symbolic representations of our environment, of our thought process, etc. We have writing, we have language, a language which we represent in writing, which is a symbolic representation of language. These two aspects are cultural. They are passed on to our offspring. Anything that is culture, as I've said before, is everything that we can transmit and pass on to our offspring. That is not physical. We cannot transmit to our offspring clothes, but we can transmit to our offspring how to make clothes in a style, for example. I hope this is as clear as I can make it. Shorts. We can't transmit shorts to our children. We can give them to it, but that's not culture. Culture is teaching our offspring, children, how to conceptualize and make these shorts. That is short pants to anyone who is, you know what shorts are. Jeez. Language is the same. Every group, every ethnic group, because I don't use race. I don't believe in race. I don't believe in, that's wrong, sorry. I know that there are no human races living at the moment. We are one race, because race is a subspecies. And race is more applicable to artificially created subspecies. There are no, even though some race realists I've seen before try to make tigers into races, they are not races. They are subspecies, but they are not races of tigers. They are subspecies of tigers. Even wolves, there are subspecies of wolves that are natural. The Iberian wolf, Canis lupus signatus, that's the one. That is the subspecies of the Iberian wolf. Now, the domestic dog is Canis lupus familiaris. All of them, from the Chihuahua to the Great Dane to the Labrador to every other species, they are the same. Canis lupus familiaris. The dingo is Canis lupus dingois. I don't know the actual species name for it. One day soon I will try to do something on that, how taxonomy works. But let's concentrate on art, on what I was talking about. This is just a bit of a background. Now, like I said, up until not recent, when I was studying archaeology, Neanderthals did not have art, and when I graduated in 1992, so it is very, very recently. Since then, we have found elements, proof, actual physical manifestations of Neanderthals actually producing symbolic representations of the real of their world, which is art, etc. I'm going to start off with one of the most mundane representations of this is jewelry. Like I said, not so long ago, only humans, our species, when I say humans, I mean us, right? But Neanderthals were also humans. So when we produced our jewelry, it was almost exclusively that we could produce jewelry. I mentioned this yesterday, how last night, how ochre was a manifestation of this, of a symbolic representation. They used ochre in ceremonies, etc. This is just a carry on, but yesterday was dealing with Homo Sapiens Sapiens, us. Today, we are dealing with Neanderthals. I'm going to share the screen to show you some Neanderthal art, or in this case, Neanderthal jewelry. We have here what was once thought to be Homo Sapiens Sapiens, our own jewelry made by us, seems to be have been made by Neanderthals and Chattelperonian. I mentioned that yesterday. I'm crap at names, and I always apologize because I'm terrible at remembering names. I know the sequences, etc., but I cannot. Chattelperonian, I did mention it was the first sequence after Musturian. Musturian is purely Neanderthal, but Chattelperonian apparently is not exclusive to Homo Sapiens Sapiens. To us, it is more also contemporary or possibly Neanderthals, as this article says from Life Sciences. Neanderthals fashioned jewelry out of animal teeth and shells. You have some examples. About 42,000 years ago, Neanderthals, the stocky cousins of modern humans, I'd say the stocky race of humans, and we are also the race of humans, fashions tiny jewelry beads from animal teeth, shells, and ivory. A new study shows. This study, so anyone, is from last year, September 27th, so it's very, very recent. It shows some. You can see the groove that was cut from a tooth to hang in a necklace. All of them have these grooves, and you can see, except for this one, it's if you guys can see my cursor. Let's see if it stops. I'm looking a bit above it. This one. Exactly, this one, the second last one from the right. It has a hole in it. That is was bored to make a necklace. That was tied on to make a necklace. Also, this middle one also has the tooth of a carnivore, or even the claws of a carnivore. To me, it looks like the claws either of a bear or a where the cursor is. I'll put it a little bit above so everyone can see. And even here we go. That's much better. Oh, I love Twitter. I mean, I love the internet. It makes things work even better. This one here. This one is a claw of a carnivorous or a bear. I'm not a taxonomist or a biologist or a someone who deals with actual animals and so on. So I can't identify the species, but it is a big a bear or a carnivorous cat mostly. From the shape, etc. It's a talon or whatever you call it. Oh shit, never mind. So these objects were made by Neanderthals when they were first previously thought to have been made by humans, our species, Homo sapiens sapiens. You can see that it was made in this cave, Grotte du Ren cave in Arcis-sur-Cour, in about 125 miles southeast of Paris. A little bit of a background. I've mentioned this before. This was at the peak of our last glacial period, right? About 30,000 years ago. This cave was located 125 miles southeast of Paris. South of Tours. I know below Paris because I've driven from Paris to Portugal many times. So after Paris, you have Tours, then you have Bordeaux, etc. on their way to Portugal. All the Portuguese immigrants do that live more or less in Paris. So just north of Paris, about this time, there was a wall of ice. I'm not completely sure how far it was from Paris, but at one time earlier, Paris was under a wall of ice or a glacier that was about a kilometer at least high, and this time there was a wall that size. The glacier wasn't that far off of Paris, somewhere north of it, and it would have been easily a kilometer high. So these people were living not that far from the glacier itself. Battle of Tours. We won't get into history, archaeology. I'm going to concentrate on prehistory, which is my favorite. We have Fadre. Oh man, thank you for coming on. Oh God, I apologize. Your name. Oh Jesus, you're gonna kill me. Sorry about that. I'm gonna soon. We'll see. Oh God, I'm embarrassed. But anyway, let's get back to the archaeology. So in this cave, they found that these artifacts, which are clearly jewelry, and this gives us an idea that Neanderthals were producing jewelry, and that is symbolic. That is symbolic art. That is something that you don't. To produce jewelry, and not now. Now is just our modern jewelry. Is basically egoistic. Not egoistic. What's that term? Selfish expression of what we feel. Before agriculture, or even before, well, let's go before the city states would be better. Any form of jewelry had a significance of either a lucky charm, could almost say a religious, but it wasn't. It's not really religious. It could be more of a belief system, or to imbue luck, etc. Because as these jaw, the talons, the shells, etc. They are all in the form of cutting type object. Teeth. This tooth here, the second one, this second artifact is a tooth of something. It's an incisor. I don't know what incisor is of. If you can see, it's 1 centimeter. It's bigger than a human tooth, obviously. Of an animal, could be a horse, could be an undulate, or an undulate is a deer. The deer, antelope, etc. And they were it's not decorative. It's traditional. It's not